So nice to see everyone this morning. Morning and welcome to Mind the Moment's Tuesday morning gathering, brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. This is a place where we invite experienced mindfulness instructors to speak with us about what mindfulness means to them and to discuss as a community how we can incorporate these practices into our daily lives. I'm Suzanne Rowe Palacino, and I am delighted to be here with Mary Starr Green, mindfulness instructor with Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Suzanne. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, it's so nice to have your smiling face with us this morning, right after a long weekend. Everybody's kind of waking up, and a nice way to wake up in the morning, having you here with us. So we're grateful for that. So for anyone that's new, a special welcome to you this morning. We will start off with the question for the group, as we always do, and have some opportunity for people to share comments. And then we'll do, Mary will share some thoughts with us and guide us in a guided practice. So if you go to the bottom of your screen and open up the chat, click the drop-down menu that says everyone, and that will give you a chance to see everyone's comments as they come in. So Mary, what question do you have for us this morning?
Well, actually, let's start with just a brief centering. Just to let's be quiet and settle in, and so you can, just let yourself be comfortable. Eyes can be opened or closed, or soften the gaze. And just noticing the breath and the body. Building in this time to just settle in. And just perhaps taking a deeper breath in. Exhale it out. And if your eyes were closed, you can open them up again. Reconnect. Thank you. Thank you for starting with that. I sometimes find, especially, in times where I may not take the pause, that even pausing for half a minute can be enough settling. So the question I have for all of us is, it's about balance, and where or how are you finding balance these days, and whatever that means to you. How or where?
Yeah, start. So I would say I walk every day at least a couple of miles, and that sets me up for the day. So that's been very important to me, some type of exercise and my meditation. So I would say the combination of those two things have been important to me.
Yeah.
And also reconnecting with friends that sets me, sets me in a good path.
Those
How
are
about
some
you,
good
Mary?
ones. Those are some good ones. Well, I think you just hit the big three for me, which is really, I was going to, nature has always been for me a rebalancer, whether I can just look out the window, or if I'm out taking a hike or taking a walk, like you mentioned, Suzanne. And being still, taking a moment to just be still or to take a few deeper breaths. Movement practices like yoga are always balancing for me. And then connection. So you've mentioned those three big ones that would come up for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and type in the chat anyone that what's
And it doesn't have to be
resonating with
different.
you.
Yeah, it could be any of the things that we mentioned.
I'll type it in the chat. Yeah. Yeah. When you're busy or under deadline, it is hard. Um, I think, when that's the case, Teresa, I feel that, it's like a little bit of an uneven balance. Like you push fill to meet that deadline, but then you pull back eventually, and you just, and balance is, it's never truly a real balance, right?
Well, it's moving towards balance. We can feel
Hmm.
more towards balance, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we're staying there, or that we carve out time and to maintain that.
Yeah, deep breaths and walking outdoors for sure.
Hmm.
Time to be alone, doing something relaxing or nothing at all when I get home from work. Yeah. Yeah, working hard in the yard and taking time to enjoy the results. Yeah, yeah, all really important and nourishing activities for sure. Yeah, thank you for
Right, stretching
sharing.
on the mat outside on the patio. Lovely. So getting movement and a little bit of nature in there. And
Mm,
so I thought, and thank you everybody for reflecting on that, um, and knowing that balance is always it's a practice like all of what we do here with meditation and mindfulness. And the practice I wanted to share this morning, I think in the big view is about balance. It's more about it's an equalizing, and some of you may be familiar with the practice called Just Like Me. And it's really a practice, if you're familiar with the kindness practices or loving kindness, it's similar in that it's really working with heart qualities and specifically compassion and bringing to mind, or you could do this live with somebody, just bringing to mind somebody and just seeing all the ways that we're alike just because we're human. So it's really just learning more about what where we're the same. This can be really lovely for somebody that you connect with deeply. It can be even more powerful, I've found in my experience, if you're practicing with somebody that, maybe you're having a little difficulty with, or there's a little rub there. So I thought I would guide us with that.
sounds good.
Yeah. So, um, so we'll start just by sitting comfortably, or you could do this standing. And maybe take a deeper breath in, exhale, just however you are, just let it be relaxed. Also have a sense of being upright in the body. Taking a moment to just settle in to the body and the breath in this moment. And perhaps taking in sounds that you are hearing. And as you continue to settle in this body, this breathing, this moment, bringing body and mind together. And we'll be doing this guided practice of Just Like Me. There are really kind of four major parts to that. And the first part is to just bring to mind someone, a specific person. And again, it could be anyone. It could be a family member, could be a coworker, partner, and somebody that you care deeply for that might be, having a particular challenge right now. And of course, there could be just somebody that you want to work with that where there just is a little bit of friction. And maybe for the purposes of this, just a little bit of friction, not a lot. And you can imagine them in your mind's eye. maybe even saying their name quietly. You might even picture them sitting across from you. And so while you're holding this person in your mind's eye, just taking in and maybe repeating these phrases. Just like me. So just like me, this person has a human body, mind, heart. This person has all the wiring, the nervous system, just like me, that responds to and reacts to the world around them. And this person has feelings, emotions, thoughts, just like me. And just like me, this person wants to be happy. They want to be safe. They want to be loved, just like me. Between each of these phrases, we'll just build in a little bit of quiet time, either for the repetition or just allowing it to sink in. Just allowing it to sink in. This is a practice about really the great equalizing force of connection, that we're all human, that we share these qualities. And so just as this person wants to be happy and safe and loved just like me, they also have people who love them, and people who they love. People that they worry about, who they want to protect. They're part of the web of human connection, of social connections, just like me. To hold this person in your awareness, or imagining them with you, and knowing that this person is vulnerable to all the conditions I live with too. This person will age, will get sick. There is the impermanence of this human life. And just like me, this person in their vulnerability has known pain and suffering, physically, emotionally. And just like me, at some point, this person has been sad, been disappointed. You can follow all of these emotions that we know. Angry, hurt. This is what it is to be human, to live this human life. We share this. And just as I long for happiness, for health, for safety, and I have known moments, just as this person has, of feeling unworthy, inadequate. And this person, just like me, they worry, they are frightened. In through these feelings, the longing to protect themselves, to protect those that they care about and love, and just like me. holding this human condition, which is full of this vulnerability, of this myriad of thoughts, emotions, knowing that just like me, this person is longing for love, for friendship, for connection. And letting that sink in. We all wish for this, just like me. And just like me, learning about life. And in this learning, in this moving through life, just like me, this person is doing their very best with the resources that are available to them, with where they are now. And because just like me, this person does want to matter in the world, matter in their life. And in the space of this time, to just sit with this again, having them within your mind's eye, taking in the fullness of who they are, of who you are, and just landing for a few moments in this silence of just acknowledging all the qualities in which we're the same. And then moving through this practice, where this second part was really just to take these phrases, and of course they could be phrasing could be different, and finding phrases that feel most appropriate to you and being creative with that. But just that second part, as we just did, to really just acknowledge our motivation, our commonality. This next piece, just kind of easing in to essentially a kindness practice, a loving kindness practice. We're just bringing in these goodwill, good wishes. And so allowing for these wishes to arise, if you will. And phrasing can be, may this person be safe and protected. May they know that. May this person be happy. May they know happiness. May they be peaceful. May they find peace within their heart. May this person have the resources, the strength, the support, really, to navigate all these difficulties of life with ease. May this person do all of this. Because this person is the fellow human being, like me. And here in this space, you may continue. There may be other phrases that arise. But it's an offering out. It's a natural offering out, and just seeing what that's like. with this particular person, knowing that they are wishing and wanting the same things that we are, because we're here to offer out wishes for safety, for health, for happiness. And then in this final part of this practice this morning, kind of bringing it all home, acknowledging this way that we're all the same. This final piece really is just to offer this sense of thanking this person. This is a relational practice, so just thanking them for being part of this practice. They don't have to physically be in front of us in this moment. Just giving thanks in some way, and thanks for this ability to train the mind, knowing that this is practice, and just like balance is practice and moving. It is full of the humanness of all of our frailties and imperfections, and just doing the best we can. All right. And so just shifting now and bringing awareness back mainly within the body, the sense of how your body feels, maybe feeling some echoes of how that practice was for you, how you related to that. Noticing the breath. And if your eyes have been closed, you just gently open them up and taking in the world around you, the space around you, and reconnecting with all of us here. Yeah. So.
Thank you so much, Mary.
Thank you. I'd like to share just a little bit about the first time I was introduced to this practice, because it was different than what we just did, and I just want to bring it in because with this practice, you can do it live in the moment, and this can be done formally, but could also just be done on the fly. So if you are sensing that person that you just worked with and you know that you will see them, you can bring that to mind perhaps next time you cross paths. In no formal way, that's more on the spot. And the way that I was introduced to it was more in that realm, and it was more formal. And I'll just add on, there was eye connection. And these were people that we didn't know each other well. And so I'm just bringing that in because it adds all the elements of where we find separation. I don't know you that well, and all of a sudden we're landing with a person that is right next to us, face to face, literally. It dissolves some barriers for sure in terms of the boundaries that we can create of who we like, who we don't like, who we're connecting with. So thank you for letting me share that.
Yeah, that's interesting because, when it's someone that you don't know well, you might, it's easy for one to make assumptions about someone else's life, their experiences. Maybe sometimes we make a judgment when we meet people and human, that happens. And we can pull back and kind of just go back to the basics of how connected we are, which I love. I love that practice. And I'm so glad you brought that out. Um,
Thank you. And it's sorry, just I think I may have just hopped in on what you were going to say, but I just thought of the phrase. I don't know if I'm going to get it exactly, and I don't even know who it's attributed to, but I'm sure we've all heard this in some way. But be kind to everyone you meet because everybody's fighting some battle. Don't know who said that, but that just brings in that we're all human,
mhm.
and to sense all the ways that we are trying to be um, making the most of this human life, with all of the ways of moving off balance. A reminder to be kind with it.
Yeah. What a very good reminder, because that brings us closer to people that we normally may not feel connected to. There's always more in common that we have with one another than what we have that's different. So really, really good teaching and great practice. So we're very happy that you're with us this morning, Mary, and that you've reminded us of these important things, that can take us into our day today. So thank you so much for joining us and for teaching us this morning. And I hope everyone, thank you for joining with us, everyone out there, and for your comments and conversation. And hope we can bring these lovely practices into the rest of our day today. All right, so we'll be back here tomorrow morning, at 8:30. So hope to see you tomorrow. And Mary, thank you again for joining.
Thank you, and thank you, everybody. Move on into the day.
Okay, see you soon.